Okay, I guess we are ready to begin if y'all are. I want to thank everybody being here this morning, all the people that support Senate Bill 91 and my co-sponsor of the bill, Senator Unterman and Senator Hawkins, and joining me at the press conference for Senate Bill 91. As most of you already know, Senate Bill 91 has to do with the exploitation of children for prostitution. Senate Bill 91 has a purpose to raise funds to help with the rehabilitation and therapy of these children that's been exploited out there. And they range from 12 to 14 years old. So just think about it. 12 to 14 years old is the exploitation on this. A lot of times they get into this area through various ways, and then once they get into this prostitution and being exploited, they can't get out. They don't have a way out. They are looking for a way out. So this bill, Senate Bill 91, would appropriate funds solely for the purpose of setting up support groups, support houses, support places for these children to begin to get their therapy and get them back into society like they should be. I want to iterate that this is not money to fill gaps in the budget. This is not money to fill holes in our current budget gap. This is solely funds being appropriated to help these children, to keep them from going to the YDC camps, which would actually save taxpayers money in the state of Georgia. So that is what Senate Bill 91 is for. There's about we have a petition out here that to date's already got over 5,000 signatures on it, and there's copies of the petition if you want to get it. This money will go to the Victims Emergency Crime Fund. It's already set up. That's a fund that's already been appropriated by the legislature, which makes this appropriate for us to do and constitutional for us to do. It would go into the Victims Emergency Fund, and then the board would take the funds that goes into that and appropriate them to the Angela's House and other therapy areas and houses that's already set up, rehabilitation areas that already be set up for these children. Yesterday I received a physical note, and as you can imagine, this is not something they're used to dealing with in the Department of Audits and Accounts. So they have done as much research as they can, and in their opinion, by looking at all of the strip clubs, adult entertainment centers over the country, they have determined that this legislation would raise approximately $15.4 million in revenue a year. And would be very minor in cost in setting up the mechanisms to collect the funds. It'd be less than $56,000 or somewhere in that range. And that's their estimate, which even exceeded my expectations of what the fund would do and how much money we could collect on this. And as you know, most of you already know that there is a direct correlation between the adult entertainment centers, the strip clubs, and the child prostitution. There's a direct correlation. There's been a lot of research done on that. There's several letters from several different research groups that has been posted and done on that to establish that there is a correlation between that. Senator Udman, you'd like to say something?
Thank you. I'd like to congratulate Senator Murphy and appreciate Senator Hawkins. In particular, Senator Murphy worked diligently for the past year on the Senate Study Committee that studied the sexual exploitation of minors. And what he's talking about is exactly right. We have research and statistics that prove that wherever an adult entertainment facility is located, unfortunately, prostitution flourishes. And it's not just adult prostitution that flourishes within the vicinity of these clubs. unfortunately, the children are attracted because they want to be able to get business too. So it's not just young women, it's younger women. We're talking about children that are 12, 13, and 14 years old. And he's exactly right talking about the additional $15 million in revenue. We're already expending money to help take care of these children. It's very difficult to lobby in the General Assembly and to get that money, but this $15 million would supplant existing money that we're already using for behavior therapy, teaching these girls to how to reintegrate into society. Most of them that are 12 and 13, 14 years old, they actually have to go back to school. But if they're a little bit older, 16, 17, 18 years old, they want to be able to get out and find a legitimate job. Well, after you've been so traumatized living on the street and being a prostitute, it's very difficult to learn how to re-enter society at a normal average level. The thing that impressed me in particular about Angela's house, which is a place where young girls are sent to be rehabilitated, is that when I went into Angela's house and looked at the facilities, you look at their bedrooms and where they sleep, you look underneath their bed, and you see shoes that are only this long. And the reason they're only this long is because their foot is not full grown. Instead of wearing a size 8, these little girls are wearing a size 5. And if you look at the background of where they originated from, the traumatic experiences they've already had when they're 13 years old, it's just absolutely heart-wrenching. And I think that's why in the General Assembly, we say that things have legs. And I think that's why this topic, because it's so heart-wrenching, knowing that there's young children, boys and girls, living on the street and making a living as a prostitute, that it just wrenches at the heart of elected officials. And that's why we're willing to go the extra mile to try and change our culture and to try to take the state of Georgia off the map as being one of the number one states in the nation that leads in child prostitution. So I appreciate Senator Murphy, Senator Hawkins, and the rest of the senators working so diligently to try and raise this additional revenue of $15 million. Why shouldn't the industry that produces the problem get out there and help us take care of the problem that they're causing? That's the main question. Let them be a part of taking care of the problem that the rest of the taxpayers of Georgia are already taking care of. Thank you, Senator Murphy.
Thanks, Senator Otterman. Did you have any comments, Senator Hawkins?
Just briefly, I just want to commend both of these senators for all the work they've done on this bill. You know, this is about children, and if we can do anything at the state capitol to help children or disadvantaged adults, that's a noble thing, and this is a noble bill, and we're going to ask for support. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to reiterate that you know, I am a conservative. I've been a conservative all my life. I've been down in the legislature for over 7 years. You've never seen me come forth on any kind of new tax bill or any taxes. I don't believe in new taxes. I don't believe in a lot of new charges. But just because I'm a conservative doesn't mean that I can't be compassionate. And if there's one thing I'm passionate about, that's children. And the exploitation and abuse of children, I hate. I also hate the abuse of our older adults. But children they don't have a chance, and they can't defend themselves, and they've got to have somebody to help defend them. And that's what this bill does.